What up? Thanks for stopping. Appreciate it. What's up? What's up? What up, animal expert? That's cool. Good to see you, brother. Glad you were able to stop in. Come on, guys. Smash that like button. I'm doing good, buddy. How are you? Come on, guys. Smash that like button. Awesome. Good deal, bud. Good deal. Did you have a good Christmas? What up, Tom? All right, animal expert. Have a good one, buddy. We'll try to go live earlier so you can hang out a while next time. What up, Ashley? What up, Keon? How you doing, bud? What's up, Sue? What up, E2 Extra? What's up, guys? What's up? So I got a new snake today. Got a new venomous snake for the collection. JT, Tom, and Sue paid 100% of it for me because they're very loyal viewers and supporters of the channel. I was surprised when they decided to do that, but they called me earlier and said, I'm just going to buy the whole damn snake for you. And I said, hell yeah, thank you. I had a hard time accepting it, but, you know, it was nice of them and they insisted, so. Hell yeah. Very nice of them. up, Ethan? What up? You see any new feet today, Ethan? It's a class project, that's right. That's right. Nah, no feet today. I got you. I'm sure you've seen every foot on Google that there is to see so far, right? That's what I think, Tom. I think they need to make a calendar with a different foot for every month. Yeah. Maybe we should start a magazine, like, Play Feet magazine or something. They have been marked safe from Ethan. I showed him a picture of your feet, so he's a little unsure about them tootsies. Them piggies. He don't like them. You're asking for a friend, aren't you, Sue? Non-related human consenting goth feet. You fucking sicko. Oh, God darn. Guys, looks like we've got a few people in here today so far. We've got a few. What up, Dave? How you doing, buddy? But we've got a handful of people in here, so some of y'all know what we look at and what we're looking at and what we ain't. But before we begin, guys, I don't want to miss this again tonight like I did last night. So if we don't mind, let's please take a brief moment here. And say a short little prayer here. Heavenly Father, may our hands be steady, our minds be clear, and our intentions be respectful. May we honor the animals we work with, never out of fear or ego, but with knowledge, with caution, and humility. May everyone here, remain safe, alert, and mindful. And may our work today reflect responsibility and care for life. And as always, please keep the pointy end of these animals away from my body. Amen. But guys, today here, as I said, some of you recognize this snake, some of you do not. This is not the new snake that we have just gotten. This one is the blizzard monocled cobra. Her name is Luna. This animal is not just visually stunning, it really represents, the intersection of genetics, conservation, and, human responsibility, and I guess even respect for, venomous life. The monocle cobra is scientifically known as Naja coethia. It's already one of the most recognizable cobras in the world. They're native to Southeast Asia. They're known for their intelligence, their adaptability, and their very, very potent neurotoxic venom. They usually have a monocle marking on the hood, and that's what made it iconic across cultures. Sometimes feared, sometimes revered, but it's always respected. The blizzard monocle cobra, takes that iconic species and just sort of adds a layer of rarity and intrigue. The term blizzard refers to a hypomelanistic or near leucistic color morph. Basically, it results in a pale or almost icy appearance. Soft white. Sometimes it can be a cream color and faint patterns for some of them, where bold colors would normally be. They kind of look unreal. They look something like sculpted, maybe for rather than scales, something like that. I can't really explain it, but beauty can be deceiving. Regardless of their white coloration, the blizzard monocle cobra is every bit as dangerous as its wild type counterpart. The venom does not change because the color does. It's a crucial lesson for anybody who works with or admires venomous animals. Appearance never reduces risk. Cobras are very, very intelligent. They're very alert, reactive, and capable of learning patterns. A monocle cobra, recognizes routines. They notice changes in their environments, and they respond very quickly to perceived threats. It makes them very fascinating, but also unforgiving of mistakes. Working with monocle cobras is not about dominance or bravado. It's about discipline. It's about knowing when not to act. Every moment, every tool, every enclosure decision matters. And with that being said, I have no shame in my past. I was addicted to opioid painkillers for many, many years. I've been clean of those painkillers since 2010, so I've now got almost 16 years clean. But these venomous snakes took the place. I've always messed with vipers, pit vipers, like timber rattlesnakes and stuff. But, elapids started coming into my life right after stopping the opioid habit. It just sort of replaced that rush, to work with a very dangerous animal that could easily kill me. So it just it sort of replaced that rush, and I guess it just gives your brain that euphoria or that dopamine hit that you're looking for as an addict. So that's where I became, intrigued by exotic venomous snakes. Now, something really important, I guess one of the most important things to understand is that venomous animals, don't really exist for entertainment. They're not really a status symbol. They're living beings, with very complex needs and natural behaviors. When people chase rare morphs, purely for attention, they risk, really forgetting the animal itself. Responsible keepers, really understand that rarity increases responsibility. And the blizzard monocle cobra requires the same or even greater standards of care. They really need is secure enclosures, redundant locking systems, clear labeling, emergency protocols, And anti-venom access, whenever it's legally required, but even if it's not legally required, like here in South Carolina, it's still good to know where the closest anti-venom is. There's really no room for shortcuts. And beyond physical safety, there's ethical responsibilities. Cobras, including the monocle cobras, just like many other snakes, or all other snakes, in fact, play vital ecological roles. And as I've explained many times about these snakes, they regulate rodent populations and contribute to balance within their ecosystems. When we remove any snake from the wild legally or illegally, we disrupt that balance. Ethical breeding programs, transparency and conservation are critical to ensure, that we're not contributing to harm. The Blizzard morph really opens the door to discussions about genetics. Selective breeding got to be done carefully. Weaknesses, deformities, or even compromised immune systems. And none of that stuff should ever be ignored in pursuit of appearance. A pale cobra that cannot thrive is not a success. It's absolutely a failure of responsibility. And there's also a cultural aspect to consider. In a lot of parts of Asia, cobras are woven into mythology, woven into religion and even folklore. They're symbols of protection, symbols of power, and sometimes even divine energy. When we work with these animals, we're not just handling a reptile, we're really engaging with a creature that holds deep meaning for millions of people. Fear often defines how society views snakes. Movies, media, and myths, really portray snakes as aggressive killers. And the truth is more nuanced. Snakes are defensive, not malicious. They would rather flee than fight. I've proved that many times on this channel. Most bites occur because of human error, stepping too close, mishandling, or underestimating the animal. Now, the Blizzard monocle cobra, with its ghostly appearance, just really challenges our instincts. They don't look dangerous in the way that people expect, and that makes education, more important. We got to teach that danger is not always loud, dark, or obvious. Sometimes it's quiet, pale, and still. The lesson really extends beyond reptiles. Working with venomous animals, teaches patience. It teaches humility and accountability. You really can't rush. You can't, let ego lead. The animals will always win if you do. Every experienced handler should tell you the same thing. The moment you get overconfident is the moment that you're most at risk. You get complacent, you get fucked up. Respect is not fear, but it is close. And for those who really choose to work with animals like the monocle cobra, ongoing education is very essential. Laws change, practices evolve, new research comes out. Staying informed is not optional, it's a duty when you're into this hobby. And for those who, may never get hands on with venomous animals, your role still matters. Supporting conservation efforts, question unethical practices, share accurate information instead of fear-based myths. Appreciation does not require proximity, I guess, if that makes sense. Um, so really, just the Blizzard monocle cobra is more than a rare morph. To me, it's a reminder. It's a reminder that beauty demands responsibility, and it's a reminder that power requires restraint. And definitely a reminder that nature does not exist for our ego, but for our balance. So if we choose to engage with animals like this,
let us do so with knowledge and caution and respect. Let us prioritize safety, not just for ourselves, but for the animal, for our communities, and for the future of these incredible species. The first time I got bit was by a timber rattlesnake, Ashley. And it's because I thought the snake was dead on the road, and I picked the snake up. I was walking to my truck with it and not paying attention, and it just so happened the snake wasn't all the way dead, so it come up and it bit me in the arm. Now, my most recent bite was a eastern copperhead, and it's because I caught the snake in the yard up there at my place out in the country, and I put it in one of them little plastic critter keeper cages, and I put it in my python room. I was in a hurry. I stuck it on the top shelf of my python room, and it turns out that critter keeper cage actually had a little hole in the top of the lid that I didn't realize was there. And I opened the door the one morning. Me and the warden were arguing and shit. I was pissed off. I opened the door. I saw a snake move up on the top shelf. So I reached up there to grab the snake, thinking it was a python. And as soon as I grabbed the snake grabbed me. Jamie, the copperheads are the most widespread venomous pit viper in North America, but they have probably the weakest venom of all venomous snakes in North America. Now, all venomous pit vipers in North America. So, at one time, for a very long time, when you got bit by a copperhead, you would go to the hospital, and 8 out of 10 times, the doctors wouldn't even administer antivenom. They would just monitor, and they wouldn't even give antivenom unless the swelling passed the joint. Like if it bit you in the hand, as long as the swelling didn't go past the wrist, they wouldn't even administer antivenom. They would just monitor and release the next day. They have found some research, in the recent years that even in those situations that it's better to administer the antivenom so you don't have any long-term systemic effects, because it can cause organ damage later. Or example like myself, I did not go to the doctor when I got bit by the copperhead, and now I just have a permanently fat fucking hand. So it's stupid. Yeah, Jamie, there's some fairly large ones out there. The cottonmouths are much worse. Yeah, this snake here. Now, I didn't explain the genetics behind the blizzard monocle cobra, but the blizzard monocle cobra is a leucistic monocle cobra, but it's also an albino. So it's the albino shows by its red eyes, and then the leucism shows by the pure white scales, and combined together you end up with a blizzard monocle cobra. Ethan, I do not extract venom for the hospitals. I would really like to maybe open a lab one day, but I have not done so. It's very expensive to do so. You have a cotton mouth and red eyes right now? Hell yeah, Patrick. I will here in a little while. I'm too old to get that during the day. I got to do it, once a night now because I get paranoid. I got that brand new female monocle today, guys. If anybody wants to see it, what the fuck? How's come, what the fuck? I'm not telling you right now, Zom. If anybody wants to know the morph and they want to fucking see the snake, they gonna have to donate $1 or $2. It's a pay-per-view type thing today. It's a pay-per-view type thing. Well, Sue and Tom, since y'all paid for it, I'll do a private stream just to show you guys. I've never asked for a donation ever in my life. In fact, I prided myself on not taking donations on this channel. But since I have spent so much money in a couple of days on snakes, I figured I would see, you know, if the viewers, you know, would contribute a little bit, since they contribute to things like cooking eggs and Mountain Dew and shit. But I will show this. Hang on. Hang on. Here we go. Here, let me see this. Right here. Right here's the brand damn new tub. Look, there's the brand. I even got it in authentic Home Depot tub. Authentic. Yep. This is an authentic Home Depot tub. HDX, Home Depot, whatever the X stands for. Yep. But here, I'll show you this monocle cobra. Here, let me take his hide from him. Let me take his hide so we can see him. Otherwise, he'll bury himself. What's up, Bob? Hi, Bob. Hi, Bob. Hi, Bob. I took your hide. Na 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 na. I took Bob's hide. You know, that's the difference in me and E2 as well. I actually showed y'all the price list on these snakes, you know. E2 just claimed that the cartel was going to unalive him. What's up, Bob? Bob? Bob is a T-negative albino. T-negative albino. Start over? All right, I'll start over. There you go. There you go. You know what, guys? I gotta show you this. We look at all these fancy schmancy monocled cobras, but we can't forget the roots. You know, we can't forget the roots. Booyah! This, my friends,
is a wild type monocled cobra. This feller's name right here is Sir Clint Hissington III. Huh, Sir Hissington, right? You're Sir Hissington, right, buddy? Yes, sir. I have only got 2 baby rattlesnakes left. I donated all but 3, and then I gave my son one of them to take to his house. Sir Hissington? Sir Hissington, a fat girl likes you. A fat girl loves you, Sir Hissington. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bubba. Hey. This is where they get the name monocle cobra from. That monocle or circle marking on the back of his hood. No, I never been there, brother. Never been there. Be pretty cool to check out, though, I believe. For sure, yeah. I'd like to check that out sometime. There's a rattlesnake rodeo. What is that, Sue? In another month and a half or so down there in Alabama or something like that. What's up? What's up, girl? Yeah. Yeah, probably, but yes, my mom likes him too. My mom's a fat fuck. My mom is a big old fat bitch. Nah, she's not a big old fat bitch, but she is a fat ass. What's up, Sir Hissington? What's up? What's up, Luna? What's up, Luna? Look at them pretty red eyes. Pretty snake, aren't you? Pretty little snaky. Pretty little snaky. Hey, Bob, what are you doing? Are you showing off over there, Bob? Monocle Mayhem. Monocle Mayhem. Oh, shit. I got another juvenile up here. Come here. Now, Sir J.T. Tom named this snake personally himself. Sir J.T. Tom named this feller. Yes, sir. South Georgia has a big one. Heck yeah, I'm close to Georgia. I mean, I'm in South Carolina at least. Do you know what the town is, Susan? And if y'all don't mind, please hit that thumbs up for me while you're in here. I'd really appreciate it, guys. I tell you what, though, this new monocle, she is pretty. She is pretty and she's big. Around Alma, okay, gotcha. I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah. Hell yeah, just my kind of thing, Tom. As long as there's gonna be rednecks or hillbillies and snakes, I'm in. Yep. Oh, darn it. Oh, I'm getting old. But what are you doing, little dude? But anyway, this guy's name is Casper. This is Casper. Casper the friendly snake. What up, Luis? Yeah, definitely better than the roundups. Dysfunction, I hate roundups, man. I hate them roundups when they kill the all them snakes for no reason, you know. It makes me sick. It makes me freaking sick. And we'll come back to Casper here in a little bit. We'll come back to Casper in just a bit here. Right here, we have Josh, the Malaysian King Cobra. Joshua Charles, the King Cobra. The Malaysian King Cobra. Josh will get up to 18 feet long. He will be the largest venomous snake on the planet. Now, for any of you that's been following this whole time, you know, since Josh was hatched, you can see in the center of his scales now how they're starting to get light colored. You know, they'll actually continue to lighten up until his whole body's kind of an olive greenish gray kind of. When they are babies, you know, they're dark, like, you know, almost dark black with these yellow bands. But as they age, that starts to fade out. He is, let's see here. He's 8 months old. He is 8 months old now. On the 20th would be 8 months. So whatever today's date is, he's 8 months. So, yeah. But this is what a Malaysian king cobra looks like when they're little itty bitty babies. And he's hiding his face so we can't see him. But Miss Luna's not hiding her face. She's just hanging out. She's just rocking out. Hi, Miss Luna. Hi, Miss Luna. Hey. Yep. Your Luna's white too, huh? Does your Luna have red eyes? Because my Luna has red eyes. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I could feed this girl, you know. That's always a possibility. Yeah, this girl has red eyes and all light. Huh, big girl? Come here, let's see. Let's show your red eyes. Nah, Josh won't get rejected. He will just eat every snake after the 4th grade. Chihuahua with anger problems. But, yeah. So, it's kind of crazy, guys. You know, you go from this as the wild type. You go from this as the wild type. And then the very next seen monocled cobra after the wild type looks like this. This is, you know, an albino. That's a T negative albino. But with years of careful breeding and selection, you ended up with this right here. And then after several more years, you ended up with this. And then after several more years, you end up with this. So there's lots of years there. Look at that. She got a hood out just a little bit there. She got the hood. You looked at the gold cobra on Bob's page. Hell yeah. Very gold. No, Dave, I've never been bitten by a cobra. Nope. Only a timber rattlesnake and a copperhead. But now, you know, the timber rattlesnake is probably the most toxic drop for drop rattlesnake in the United States. that must be, if it's huge, it's probably a king cobra. Whenever we get back out to my property where I live, I will show y'all the Indonesian king. The Indonesian king is, he's pretty close to 9 feet. um, I'm going to be back there within a week. Within a week. I've got the one forest cobra here in a tub. I'm actually going to be switching him over to a bigger tub tomorrow. So I'll probably live stream that when I swap him from the tub he's in to the other tub. He's a runner though. Like he likes to haul ass whenever he gets the chance. So you might see a shit show, but we're gonna show it. I moved a whole bunch of shit to the beach. Tom says I'm not going back. Like hell I'm not, man. I gotta get the hell out of here before I go fucking crazy. I hate being at the beach, man. I hate it. Ugh. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. Let's see here. There we go. Let's look at the king again for a couple of minutes. Let's see. No, I don't want to do that. There we go. There's the king. Hey, that's something we forgot to show last night. I know it, Tom. Actually, right here. I started with these two when I came down here. They're the only two snakes I had here when I first came. Alright, I'm gonna have to look at the gold cobra. Is there a chance you could go and find that gold cobra and take a picture? Or take a screenshot and send me so I can see what it is? Because I'm thinking it's going to either be a spectacle or a king. Yeah, the bedroom was empty as shit, and now it's like loaded with Home Depot tubs. And that's why people gave me so much shit, because I have snakes in Tupperware and Home Depot tubs. And I mean, and they're even tucked down in places and shit. Like, they're everywhere. What's up, Luna? Here, I'll get you a rat, Luna. Let me go get you a rat. Let me find my tongs. Hang on. Let's go get you something to eat, girl. Well, I am going to have to thaw a couple mice out real quick because the only mice I have right now are pregnant. So we can't use them, so I'll thaw these ones out quick. If anybody's here that hasn't hit the like button yet, please smash that thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. He had a little eyes on him later. Over 200. That's all right, dysfunction. I appreciate it, man. Every little bit helps me, man. For sure. For sure. Look, dude, I do these live streams pretty much for the hell of it, so, when I get back home, I'm going to start, putting the long form and, the short form back together again and everything and, make it happen. Hey, what's up, Sandy? Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm thawing a couple rodents out right now, and then we'll feed Luna here, and we'll probably feed Luna and Bob, I guess. Yeah, that's a king cobra. That is definitely a king cobra. It's most likely, you know, like the probably like the Chinese, you know, banded or something. You know, I'm not 100% certain without checking out the video, but yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a badass looking snake. You know, it's yeah, it's definitely the Chinese banded king cobra. Um, they're specific to, you know, China. They're a little more rare to get your hands on than, you know, the Indos or the Malaysians. Okay, yeah, Singapore, Thailand, and Japan a lot. Yeah, yeah. Um, that one's that's a pretty one. It looks, you know, it looks young. It only looks, you know, a couple years old at the most. Um, so as it gets a little older, the bands will distort a little bit once it's full grown, but it'll always stay, you know, really pretty like that and stuff. Oh yeah, no, you know, she just ate like 3 days ago, but I'm gonna feed her again tonight anyway. You know, these monocle cobras are just very, very alert. They, you know, they watch every move you make. Like a good example here is like Sue and Tom remember about 2 months ago or so when I started staying down here at the beach. I had these little plastic, you know, cages for these younger guys here, and I brought just this specific snake and this snake down here just to show on live stream. Well, as you see here on the cage, I got these pieces of duct tape right here, you know, to help secure it so, you know, so it can't get it open. But anyway, these cobras actually come over on the inside of their cage to these pieces of duct tape, and they'll try to pick at it with their nose from the inside to try to get it off because they have watched me peel the tape off every time before opening the enclosure. They learn routines and patterns, and you know, they know when it's feeding time, you know, they know when it's cleaning time. It's really cool. They're very, very intelligent animals. And like her right now, she knows it's feeding time. She knows I'm about to feed her. That's why she's doing all that periscoping like that and stuff, you know, just getting a higher vantage point, looking for the mice that she smells. Hey there, Dysfunction. Let's hear you talk in person. I'll pick up whatever you say 100 times too there, fuckface. Yeah, it is very crazy, Sandy. Very crazy. And thank you. She is beautiful. You know I'm just messing with you, Dysfunction. We good, brother. I'm just fucking with you. if y'all want to find Zom, I bet you can find him over at Davita's channel, Dave Hammond. Yeah. Bullshit. Your ass went to sleep waiting until tonight for it. You went to fucking bed waiting on it. Hell yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Sandy, you know, that's how, you know, a bunch of people that I know started liking snakes and stuff. They really didn't care for them, but they started watching them a little bit or seeing them when they went to friends or families and stuff, and it just kind of grew on them. I never noticed I said it, Sue, until he pointed it out. Now I notice it when I say it. I could say, you feel me? You feel me? You fucking feel me? You heard me? That's what I get for bringing an asshole to my channel. Heck yeah, heck yeah. Where are you from, Sandy? You don't got to be specific. I'm just curious, you know, like East Coast, West Coast, Central. Kentucky? Heck yeah, yeah. Heck yeah. What up, Mystic? How are you, brother? That's really cool. Really cool dysfunction. Those coach whips are pretty cool, actually. If you was ever gonna get into keeping a Lapids, Cobras or Mambas or anything like that, especially Cobras, I would actually recommend something like a coach whip or a rat snake, something like that, to practice with. You know, learn to free handle that rat snake or coach whip without getting nailed. And once you have 6 months without getting nailed every single time you grab that thing, I would even try getting it out of the enclosure without any tools, without getting bit. And once you master that, I would say you're pretty safe to move on to keeping, you know, a Lapids, monocle cobras or something. Good. That's good to hear. You're not doing too bad. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, coach whips are very fast. Very fast. And that's why I really recommend them. You know, them are a black racer or a, you know, just a rat snake. Yeah, coach whips are real cool. Real cool. I actually think the coach whip looks a lot like the green mamba. Of course, different color. Never having a snake before, Sandy. I would recommend a ball python or a hognose. I would say a ball python for the simplicity of it. It's very, very easy to care for a ball python. They're very forgiving. So yeah, I think I would start with a ball python. Marshmallow's doing pretty good actually. Yeah, Marshmallow's getting along good. She seems to be clearing up with her RI and stuff. Doing pretty well. We'll show Marshmallow here in a little bit, you know, a little later on. I think she'd appreciate seeing everybody. Guys, I'll show you something that's pretty cool with the monocle cage here. Let me put the camera up. It's like her cage, it's like pulling a grenade pin. Alright guys, so I am about to feed her. It is a frozen thawed rodent. It is not live. But if anybody does not want to see this snake eat, I recommend maybe turning your head now because we are going to feed this girl. Hey girl, hey. Let's see here. Yeah, there are some really cool rat snake morphs. Yeah, ball pythons do not get that large, Sandy, especially if you get a male. My advice would be to get a male, and I would get something that's maybe about a year old. A newborn baby, you know, is a little more defensive. But if you was to get something about a year old, you would probably never even, you know, be struck at, you know. So that's what I would go for. Hognoses do stay small. They have, you know, a slightly more demanding, you know, husbandry to them, but not much. Yeah, Mystic's absolutely correct. They are sexually dimorphic. The males stay smaller than the females. Absolutely. Mystic, you are correct. I had a Volta that was over 5,500 myself. So
Uh, Ball pythons can get very large, but if you stuck to, you know, let's just say a bell, a blue eye leucistic, a lesser, a super lesser, or even a lesser Mojave, you're going to get something that's, I don't know, for a male, it's going to max out, under 3 foot probably. But Mystic is absolutely correct. Depending on the locale, they can get up to 6 feet. Believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, Sandy, with a ball python and many snakes, they don't need an extremely large area. I would say for the average size ball python, male, you could probably get away with a 20 gallon or something. Probably wouldn't be a problem. It's just got to be large enough to have a temperature gradient. You want to have, some warm temperatures on one end, and you want to have cooler temperatures on the other, so they can regulate their body temperature. One of the best enclosures, for a ball python is actually those hefty tubs that are about 6 inches tall. They're about 3 foot long and about 2 foot wide that you put under your bed. They're a great enclosure for a ball python, and they feel safe and secure in them, and you know, yeah, 25 gallon would work fine. $139 for an enclosure is a good price dysfunction. Especially for a 40 gallon, yeah, that's a great price. As you notice, she has held on to this rodent for a little while here without starting to try to eat it. And that is because I tugged on it after she bit it, so she thought it was live. So she is actually holding it right now, thinking she's waiting for it to expire to swallow it. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's an impressive price. Very impressive. Actually, the enclosure that y'all are looking at with this monocled in it, I found it in the dumpster at Petco today. I'll show it to you here in a second. Actually, I'll show it when she's finished eating. That way I don't disturb her. But yeah, I just got it out of the dumpster at Petco. It had a crack in the end, so I just put some vinyl on the vinyl adhesive, tile on the end where the crack was, because I'm not putting water in it, so it ain't gonna hurt a thing. Yeah, absolutely. Is it one of them enclosures that you gotta assemble it yourself? Yeah. They're simple to put together. I've got a couple of them similar to those, but yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a great price for sure. And you can stack those, to put them together and stuff. That's really cool. Yep. Yep. I know exactly which ones you're talking about now. Yeah, Sandy, that's not a bad idea to check with Mystic on what he's got. He rescues ball pythons and stuff, so I'm sure he could help you out for a real reasonable price and get you something that's very healthy and well started and everything. Maybe y'all could exchange emails or something and chat with each other and maybe get you into the hobby here. So how the hell did you verify all those genes if she's an ivory, brother? Have you proved her out already? Have you bred her enough or already to prove some of them genes? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, coming from Canova, absolutely. I would definitely believe it from Canova for sure. I just was, didn't know if it was a morph market thing or what it was. Canova, very well respected. So I definitely believe Justin Kabilka for sure. I've sold a lot of stuff to Justin Kabilka back in the day. I've bought a couple things from Justin as well, actually. So very good guy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a possible black pastel, I guess, you'll find out, the first time you breed her. Heck yeah, that's cool, man. That's really cool. It used to be, you used to be able to trust a man's word, but so many, fly by night guys, got involved that, they'll put a normal clown on there, and tell you that it's hit for, lavender albino when it's absolutely nothing, other than a single gene clown. That's what people try to tell me. Only normal, but said it was a super dreams. Oh my god. Wow. I can't believe they were dumb enough to even say that, bro. Like that's amazing. That sounds so ridiculous. Wow. I mean, I haven't been as up on things in the last several years, but there shouldn't even be a super form to that. I mean, Dream, the lavender is fucking recessive, and the pied is recessive. So there is no or there is no super form. Yeah, that's some super special ridiculous right there. Wow. Oh my, yeah, yeah. That's great. Yeah, but honestly, there was some crooks back in the day, in the early 2000s. You know, I'm not going to mention the man's name, but there's a man that actually stole the Sunset Project from Brian Barczyk. Um, that guy swapped out the Sunset animals for some normals, some regulars, because they were het Sunset, and he tried to swap them out like Brian wasn't going to notice. I don't know if Brian ever got to tell the story before he passed away or not, but yeah, this guy did that shit, and it really fucked things up. So there was a couple of us in the beginning, that had the first, the first couple, the F1s and stuff, the F1s and F2s of the Sunset Project, and we had 100% hits and stuff. But then after this guy did that, people, tried to start saying, oh, Sunset was popping up here and popping up there and blah, blah, blah. And, it went from, single snakes being worth, $25,000 down to, now today, I think you can get a single gene, Sunset for, what, $4,000 maybe now. Oh, okay. All right. He told the story. Awesome, awesome, Sandy. Cool. I'm gonna have to check it out. I didn't know that he ever told it or not, because for a long, long time, Brian kept quiet about it, because Brian was such a respectful guy, he just didn't want to trash anybody. So now I'm going to check that out, and if Brian has mentioned the guy's name, I'm going to do a live stream all about that incident, and I'm going to drop the guy's name too. Okay, on one of his blogs. Absolutely, Mystic, yeah, and no drama guy, yeah. Oh, okay, you can get a single gene Sunset for under $4 grand now? Wow, man. Wow. Damn it. Yeah, it's amazing, Another thing that really put a hurting on the ball pythons was when COVID came along and people got them stimulus checks. Everybody was going to get rich quick and become a ball python breeder, and people bought up a bunch of ball pythons and realized it's not a get rich quick kind of thing, and they started dumping pythons cheap as shit, and then it turned into so many pythons out there, and so many pythons that you don't know what genes are even in them unless you've got enough experience to be able to pick things out and know what it is. Oh, you out of here, Mr. Oh, Dysfunction, you're out of here? All right, Dysfunction, thanks for stopping in, brother. Appreciate it, man. Have a good night. I'm going to feed another snake here, just 1 minute here. I reckon we'll give this mouse to Bob. We might as well. Might as well give it to Bob. What's up, Bob? What's up, Bubba? You want to eat, Daddy? You want a mouse? Do you want to eat a mouse? Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. You want a mouse, Bubba? Now, guys, this monocled cobra here, he is a T-negative albino. Bob is blind. He's not 100% blind, but he's probably about 98%. Bob can see maybe like shadows or silhouettes, I think, but he cannot see, clear, clear objects and clear things right in front of him. So you will see a little bit of a struggle for him to see this mouse as I try to feed him. But he will get it. He'll just have to sniff around a minute. Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob. There you go, Bubba. Rah. And these guys, see, they'll hold on to that prey. Like, after they get a hold of it. Rah. I mean, he'll just hold that son of a bitch. He will not let go. They get a hold, they don't let go. That is one scary thing about taking a bite from a monocled cobra that is in feeding mode. Now, if it's a defense strike, many times it'll be a bluff strike. They won't even open their mouth. They'll just basically headbutt you. But if they are in food mode, they're going to grab a hold and hold on. Let's see. Oh, wow. Wow, that's really cheap, Mystic. I had no idea that they were down that much. My goodness. Wow. Yeah, they've come down to next to nothing. Yeah, they've come down to next to nothing. Yeah. Now I know Justin Kabilka. He was the pioneer on the confusion stuff and the cryptic stuff. How's that stuff nowadays? Is that coming around on price and stuff pretty good? Yeah, he does. Yeah, the puzzle. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Wow. I mean, a lot of stuff has changed. I guess it was about 2019, I guess, when I backed off of python breeding. Um, and I've just basically been maintenance feeding all of my stuff since. I am battling, some respiratory infection stuff right now with them. I had somebody helping out and did some cross contaminating, and it is what it is. I ended up with some problems. Everybody seems to be doing much better. So we get through that. I'm gonna let it all go, for next to nothing. I want to get this stuff, to somebody. Okay, yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, the prices really changed then. Yeah. I mean, no joke. You used to be able to sell, 3 or 4 pythons and make a year's wages. Uh, but of course, nothing stays forever like that. Now, I do believe the python market will bounce back because this happened in 2008 as well. Around 2008, it kind of crashed and then it slowly come back up again. Yeah, absolutely, Mystic. Absolutely. Yeah. I will not even offer them until I am 100% sure they're good and they've been tested and cleared. So once they are tested and they're clear, that's when I will discuss with you about what I've got and what's available and whatnot. Like I say, my biggest thing with them is I'm not out to make a bunch of money on them. I'm out to get them to somebody who is going to take care of them and possibly put them to work. Yeah, yeah. I hear you there, brother. Yep, it's Bob's meal time. Where was you at? Was you overseeing your favorite cross dresser? Is that what you mean by mealtime? Zombita. That's a hell of a meal. Bob likes it. You just got to put a little salt on it, and then it makes him happy. A little salt. Sometimes he likes ketchup. They're real good with mustard on them, but he don't care for the mustard like I do. Yeah, a little relish. Yep, a little relish and mustard. Now, they're disgusting with the brown mustard. You gotta have French's yellow mustard. Where you going, Bob? There you go, guys. When he opens his mouth, you can actually see. Let me see if I have something to point with. Right here, I got a hook. When he opens his mouth there as he's eating that rodent, you can actually see the very tip of, you can see his fangs. You look at the little bump right in the front of his mouth, about directly below his eyes. You see that there? That's actually his fangs. With an elapid, like a cobra here, they actually have front fixed fangs. Where a pit viper, like a rattlesnake, has, hinged fangs. Their fangs actually fold up to the roof of their mouth whenever they're not being used. The green mambas, their fangs are actually long enough, even though they're a front fixed fang, they're actually long enough that they pierce through their bottom lip regularly. My one West African green actually has 2 holes in her bottom jaw where her fangs protrude through all the time. Let me get the tripod ready, because once Bob is finished, I guess I will go ahead and give y'all a look at the new monocled Cobra. Compliments of JT Tom and Sue Tom. I tried to take donations, to help purchase it, because it was an $800 snake, and I couldn't get anybody to donate. So JT Tom and Sue Tom, hit me up earlier and said, fuck everybody else, here, we're going to pay for it for you. And they've been loyal viewers since day one of my channel. So I really appreciate their help. You guys get to see me in my damn boxers. Look at that. Nice reflection, huh? Alright, I think Bob is finished, so we are going to show you the new girl. Unfortunately, these cameras do not do justice for these snakes. Alright, so let me get a hook ready, because she should be fairly calm, but just in case, I'm going to have an escape route. Her head's up at this end right now, so
We will pop the top right here like this. This girl here is a pastel sunset, 100% het for leucistic, Jolliffe leucistic. She is extremely purple, like lavender purple color. These cameras really suck bad, but very pretty. I love her. I love her. Oh, nope. There you go, girl. There you go. Go down that end a minute. There you go. The hell? Nope, you stay in there, girl. Let me get my camera adjusted. You stay right in that cage, okay? You don't need to come up out of there. There's no reason to come up out of there. But she's about 6 foot. Yeah, she's got some flecks through her that make her look almost, like sparkles, like you're saying. But she's very large. It's really hard to tell, how big she is also in the video, but oh yeah, she is proven. Yes. Absolutely. Let's see here. You don't get a whole lot more proven than this. This is a monocled cobra. She is a pastel sunset het leucistic, Jolliffe leucistic. There is diamond leucistic, and then there's Jolliffe leucistic. She is Jolliffe leucistic. Nah, I'm sure she didn't. I didn't breed her myself yet. She is going to be bred. She's going to be bred here real soon. I'm going to feed her 2 times. But after 2 feedings, I will breed her as long as both feedings go okay. And, as long as there's no regurgin or anything, I will go ahead and, she ate yesterday. You can actually see the bump right here. And she has kept it down, so everything's good with that. It's okay, big girl. It's okay. It's all right. No, these ones lay eggs. Yep, they lay eggs. Guys, here's a little tip for you. Whenever you're working with the snake like this, if you take the lid, a lid of a tub or something, and kind of use it as a shield, especially when it's a snake you're not familiar with, it just kind of gives you an extra layer of protection. Nope. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Back it up. Good girl. Yeah, that's she looks silvery in person too. Like if you could picture, lavender, but like a metallic lavender color. That's what she looks like in person, like a metallic lavender. It's crazy. Very, very pretty colors. Yeah, these boxers, they'll definitely keep her. They'll keep her fucking fangs off me. They should be just fine. OSHA approved. Or actually, you know what? I can use these. Right, yeah. Now that motherfucker will work. Ha ha. There we go. But you see them slow tongue flicks, she's just curious, looking around. Her monocle is very, very faint, her monocle right here. Super faint, you can't really see it too good. Now when she hoods up, you can kind of see it, but Sue, yes, possibly. I don't know if my other leucistic male that's out at the house, I don't know if he will breed yet. I didn't plan on breeding him until next year. But if he will pair with her, that's who I'll use. But if he will not, then yes, it's going to be the new one. But pairing the new one with her, I will not get any leucistic babies. Nah, never, never. But come on, big girl. Here, what are you doing? Come on. Come on, get down. Come on, get down. Get down. Stay down there. Come on. Nope. Hey, what are you doing? You keep your butt down in there. You don't need to be up here. Okay? Bobby Joe. What's up, Bobby Joe? I think Zombula is Bobby Joe. What you gonna do, girl? You gonna get in your water? She's doing good, Bobby Joe. She's doing good. This is her that we're looking at right now, Bobby Joe. This big old purplish silver snake. Busted. Busted, bitch. Sure, we can call her Pearl. Yeah. We'll call her Pearl and... Oh, man. Yeah, we'll call her Pearl. The other two are a breeding pair. So I was going to say Pearl and Earl, but we'll call her Pearl. Absolutely. No, hey, stay in there. Get back. Get back, big girl. Hey, get your butt back. No. No. Yep, this is the new snake, Bobby Joe. Nah. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll take a look at the other ones, and then we'll decide from there if you want to keep this one's name Pearl or if you want to do the other one Pearl. No, get down, girl. Hey, no, ma'am. Hey, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. All right, I'm gonna close her up. And we'll go pull out one of the other new. Well, we'll check out both the other new ones. Let me squeeze by here and go grab one of the other new ones. Oh, it's okay, rattlesnake. Hey. It's okay. I'm not going to mess with you. I'm just moving you out the way a second. Sheesh. My goodness. My goodness. My goodness, Grumpy. Where are you at, big dude? No, you're in your water bowl. Oh, Jesus, you're heavy, buddy. My goodness, Bubba. Let's sit you over here for a minute. What up, Armando? What up, what up? Sandy's back. Zoe? Maybe so. Let's take a look at this other female quick, and then we will determine. Okay. Oh, shh. You hiss too much. Shush. Oh, shush. I'm not scared of you. Well, a little bit. Just don't tell anybody on the camera that I'm scared a little bit of you, okay? All right? Deal. Deal. Deal, yo. Let me clean my hook quick. All right. My hooker is clean. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right, Mystic. Bob, why are you spazzing, bro? Let me adjust the tripod here. Okay. So, this is the other new female, the one we got a couple of days ago. She is a pastel lavender sunset. Where you been, Bobby Joe? Sue has missed the hell out of you. I've had to chat with her the whole time. But this girl here, I like her hood markings, you know. That monocle's almost perfect, and then the drip right here is fucking real badass. I love it. Is the pastel a codominant gene and code? Yes. Yes. Man, I really got to buy a good camera. One that y'all can actually see these colors, man. I got to. Does anybody know if the iPhone camera is any damn better than a Samsung Galaxy? Because I use a Samsung Galaxy right now. But if an iPhone camera would be any better, I would buy a fucking iPhone, even though I hate iPhones. What are you doing, girl? Pearl and Earl? Alright, good deal. So this one is Pearl, the male is Samsung's better than an iPhone. All right. No. What I'm telling you, Mystic, is I'm using the Samsung Galaxy right now, but it does not show the colors correct on these snakes. None of the snakes' colors look right to me on camera. Like this snake here almost looks pink, in person. There's almost like a pink tint to this snake. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right, Zum. It looks brownish silver. Yeah. This snake is not brown, and that's kind of what it looks like on my phone as I'm looking at it too. But yeah, it's not brown, and that's what sucks. Like, no, I had no idea you can adjust the color. I don't know how to do any of that shit. I'm a dumbass. Like, I've only ever, when it comes to YouTube and phones and all that shit, all I've ever done is been the money behind stuff. I've never been the brains behind it. Okay, yeah, go to settings. I'm going to screenshot what you tell me to do so I can do it as soon as the stream's over. So I go to settings. That's what I'm saying, dysfunction. I know how to push the little plus sign at the bottom and hit go live. That's what I know how to do. And I know how to upload a short video. Go to color and adjust. Okay, all right. Oh, shit. You just scared the piss out of me. Yeah, I'm thinking it might be a different one at this point. It's just very, very strange. Was you at the beach this weekend, Bobby Joe? Sue, I miss it is get habit. Yeah. Yep. For sure. For sure, Bobby Joe. That damn snake looks brown on here. What the fuck, bro? Let me see what this does. Nothing. Nope, that don't do it. That don't do it. That definitely don't do it. That don't do it. So how the fuck? That looks cool, but it don't do it. That don't do it either. Well. The snake's at a rave. Well, no, Sandy, it's probably on my phone. Yes, yes, yes. I agree. It's probably on my phone. I'm just talking right now. I'm doing it through the YouTube, app. That's all. Whenever I end the stream, I can go into my settings like you suggested and do it. No doubt. So I'm going to do that. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Oh, yeah, guys. Speaking of whoop, whoop, look at this. You guys see what I got right there? Y'all see what I got right there? Yeah. Oh, it's fucking on. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of fun in a little bit. We're going to have fucking fun. Bobby Joe, shut up. Steelers suck. What are you doing, girl? Hey. Hey, Sneaky. Hey, Sneaky, where are you going? Where are you going, Sneaky? Hmm? Where are you going, Sneaky? Hmm? Whoop. Whoop, whoop. Oh, I have another channel, Mystic, that's called E2 Extra. It's the @ETWEXTRA, and it is a trolling channel. And I have a guy that, he's my friend and he works for me. We call him Queerdus because he's a gay guy. And I fuck with him all the time. So after he is nice and tightly tucked into bed tonight and sleeping, I am going to go over there. I'm going to bust in the door and I'm going to make a lot of noise, wake him up, and then I'm going to let that confetti cannon rip. Bam! Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be fun. It's going to be so much fun. Where'd you go, girl? There you are. It's going to be hilarious. Bobby Joe, good luck on that. The Steelers are never making it again. And besides, that's a whole year away. So, suck it up, Buttercup. Suck it up, Buttercup. So, Sue, the choice is yours. Should this one in the mail be called Pearl and Earl, or should the other one be called Pearl and I should come up with a different name for this pair? I'm going to allow the choice to be yours. Pearl and Earl? Okay, good deal. And so let's take a poll for the name on the brand new girl. The brand new one, Sandy suggested a name. What was that name you suggested, Sandy? Alright, so I'm going to close her up here. What's up, girl? Where you going? Where you going, girl? Okay. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. It's for juggalos and juggalettes. It's for juggalos and juggalettes. Okay. All right. You know what? Let's see here. What's up, big dude? Oh, fuck. What's up, big dude? What are you up to? What are you up to, big guy? I'm not going to untape his lid. We'll just look through the container at him here. Here, let's do this. Oh, shit. Let me see the phone. Here's Earl. What's up, Earl? What's up, Earl? All right, guys. Well, everybody, let me put this snake away quick. There we go. We'll get you a true look at her colors, maybe. There we go. What's up, Luna? Hi, Luna. Okay. What's up, Bill? What's up, Bill? What's up, big girl? What's up, Snitch? What you got going on, bud? Huh? Are you busy, Snitch, or do you got a minute? You got a minute, Bubba? Here. Let me move this. There we go. All right, Snitch. All right, Snitch. Let's talk about it, buddy. Let's talk about it, Snitch. Okay? Here, Bubba, here. Here, let's talk about it. What's got you so angry, Snitch? You want to talk about it, buddy? Here, let's get that shit out of your cage. Let's get that shit out of there. What do you think, Bubba? Yeah, let's get it out. Here. It's stuck, Snitch. There we go, Snitch. The piece of it's still right there, Bubba. I gotta get you some more water too, don't I? Good, bud. I know, I'm a piss poor snake keeper, huh? I let your water bowl go dry. I know it, I'm no good bastard. I know it, Bubba. Luna, don't bite me, I'm just grabbing the phone. Okay, there we go. What's up, Snitchy? What's up, Bubba? What's up, Bubba? What's up, Bubba? What's up? Later, missed it. Have a good night, brother. Thanks for coming. What you talking about, Snitch? What's up, Snitchy? What's up, Bubby? On my channel, Bobby Joe, the same place you go to leave messages and timestamps. Fuck off. Missed it, didn't you, Snake Boy? Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. I could hardly contain myself. Thanks, Bobby Joe. Appreciate it. I'm happy you're back. We missed you. Where was you all weekend? Did you go to the beach or something? Blame it all on the trolls. They showed you some foes and ruined your respect. Blame it all on my roots. No, you didn't go to the beach. Was you working or something? We didn't see you all weekend long. What are you looking for, Bobby Joe? Yeah, Zombie kept asking. He said, "Where's Bobby Joe? Where's Bobby Joe? Where's Bobby Joe?" So, I think Zombula likes you. Bobby Joe, I think Zombula kind of wants you as his girlfriend, maybe. He likes you a lot for some reason.
I'm gonna go track Zombula down real quick. Let's see here. I know right where he's at. All right.
Bobby Joe, so what do you say to going steady with Zombula? Are you down or what? No, I'm talking about you, Bobby Joe, not the snake. Zombula, he comes in here and talks with us and stuff. He's my friend. He likes you. He wants to be your boyfriend. Look at that rattle on that guy. Look at that damn rattle. That's a hell of a rattle on that little feller. Look at that. What's up, Snitch? What's up, Bubba? I know, buddy. She's soaking. Here you go. You got to see this real quick. Check it out, guys. Somebody likes to soak in the water. What's up, Snitchy? Snitchy snitch. Yeah, Bobby Joe, I am.
20 years ago, guys, this is the way we were. I just showed him the picture here. I don't think you're talking to your normal anymore, Dave. We're talking stuff to your grandchildren. That picture right there, me and you. Oh, shit. What? You don't think you're talking to yourself? No, I agree with that.
That's nasty.
All right, guys. Well, I think the show is pretty much over for the night. Once again, Sue and Tom, thank you for the snake. Much appreciated. I mean, I don't mind leaving it play for a little while so Sue can chat with Bobby Joe, but it's up to y'all. All right. We will be live tomorrow night again, Bobby Joe. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a good night.